Hello and welcome back to this segment of Cox Community Connection. We're going to talk about the Covenant Hospice in Fort Walton Beach and talk about an upcoming auction that they're having and the role of Covenant Hospice overall. Joining me to do that is Jenny Perkins. She is the Senior Development Communications Manager for Covenant. Jenny, thank you so much for being here today.
Oh, thanks for having me.
So let's talk about Covenant overall. Let's talk about kind of the mission of Covenant and what services you provide.
Sure. Well, Covenant Hospice exists to provide excellence in end-of-life care to patients in 30 some odd counties throughout Northwest Florida and South Alabama. So here locally, we have 2 branch offices that serve Okaloosa and Walton counties. Our Crestview branch office serves the north end of that 2-county area, and our Fort Walton Beach office serves the south end of those counties. So we provide care to those who are facing a terminal illness and to their loved ones. A lot of people think about hospice and they think about the very clinical medical care that we provide. And until you've maybe experienced it yourself, with a loved one, you don't realize how many other types of care that we provide, spiritual, emotional, psychosocial. I mean, there's a whole team of people with different specialties to provide care, not just for the patient, but for their loved ones.
For the family as they're going through that difficult time, absolutely. Now, how does somebody get involved with hospice if it gets to that point with a patient? How does hospice get called in?
A couple of different ways. Anyone can make a hospice inquiry. So, if somebody watching today thinks that perhaps their loved one may be hospice appropriate, simply calling our office, to inquire about that, to talk with one of our staff members. We also, on our website, covenanthospice.org, have a Start Care Now graphic, and that actually allows you to connect digitally through the web with an expert who can kind of walk through that. Typically, patients come to us, however, when their physician has determined that they have a life-limiting illness and either treatment is not an option, because of that illness, or maybe the patient themselves, chooses quality of life over treatment that may prolong life, but may reduce the quality of their life.
Yeah. Well, to do all these special programs, of course, you have to have funding.
Right.
What are some of the fundraising events that you do here locally to fund these programs?
Sure. Well, as I mentioned, the care that we provide is so varied, and they are not reimbursed. The programs that we provide are not necessarily reimbursed by Medicare or TRICARE or private insurances. So things that we believe are crucial to providing excellent care to the patient and their loved ones are things like children's support services to care for grieving, children who have lost a parent or grandparent or other loved one. Chaplain services, because at the end of life, spiritual care becomes very important to many people. And of course, indigent patient care. We want to make sure that everyone has access to this care at the end of life, regardless of their ability to pay, regardless of their financial status. So we do fundraising to support those programs. And our upcoming event is the Cox Charity Auction. We've got a long-standing relationship with you all here at Cox. Have been so generous for many, many years. And this year, we're looking forward to another wonderful event. The online auction will kick off on April 12th. Online, we'll have 4 week-long auctions, something new and different in each auction, and something for everyone. We've got jewelry and artwork, vacation stays, golf outings, gift baskets. I mean, you name it, we've got it.
Yeah, definitely a mixture of different types of gifts, and it is a little bit different this year than years past in the way this auction is being held. Tell us a little bit about the changes for this year, and then maybe a little bit more on the website that people can go to find the auction and how the process takes place.
Sure. Well, what we're doing is we're setting up an online auction where people can go any time of the day at their convenience and bid. So previously we've had a call-in auction, and this really opens up the opportunity for people outside of our geographic area who still maybe have been impacted by Covenant through their loved ones, or maybe family members. I mean, maybe you've got some family members who want to come hang out at the beach this summer, but you really would rather them stay at a condo rather than your house.
House.
So the nice thing is you can bid on those stays they start at 40% of the retail value, so there's some good deals to be had. And like I said, you can go online at your leisure, check out the items, you place your bid right there online. It's a really simple process, and then you're notified every time a bid comes in that maybe outbids you. You have the opportunity to
bid again. Can you give us the website real quick?
Yeah,
we're about out of time, but I want to make sure we get the website in.
Absolutely. It's events@covenant.org/Cox Auction. And
when does it start?
It starts April 12th.
Okay, April 12th. So April 12th on events@covenant.org/Cox Auction.
You got it.
Perfect. Jenny, thank you so much for joining me today.
Absolutely.
I really appreciate it.
I appreciate you.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Cox Community Connection. Next month, we'll bring you more events in Escambia and Okaloosa counties.
Thanks for watching the Cox Community Connection. Join us next month when we highlight other organizations, events, and people from around our local community.